Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Take 5. I'm your host, Carla Salinas. You're probably enjoying the show with coffee in your hand, but what are your thoughts on tea? This business in Hidalgo is taking you back in time, and it's the perfect place to host a tea party with a couple of friends. Come check out Paula's Tea House with us. Tucked away in the city of Hidalgo lies one of the most beautiful places I've stepped foot in the valley. There's so much beauty and art lurking behind every corner of Paula's Tea House and Deli, and let me tell you, this place is well worth the drive. This is Orfelinda Garcia, the amazing woman behind this shop, and having a place to call her own has always been a dream of hers. And what you're seeing now is the culmination of years and years of collecting antique items.
I've been collecting for more than 20 years. It's starting just like a hobby. It started by me collecting for my bridal shower. So I took all these decorations and we decorated the Holiday Inn in Reynos. And that's where I had my bridal shower with most of the theme stuff right now. This was 16 years ago.
Collecting is much more than a hobby for Orfelinda today. Collecting has become her life. From antique hats to some of the finest of China, this place is a true experience from the moment you walk in. You can choose to come in for the food like the chile en nogada, the lasagna, and so much more, or you can choose to stay for a tea party.
You all can have little private parties here. You all can reserve for bridal showers, baby showers, meetings. All you need to do is just call before and say you want a tea party or you just want to have some of our special meals that we have.
You heard that right, a South Texas tea party and a chance to have the best time and let the good times pour.
At the tea party, you get to choose 2 teas, hot teas. And we have the scones, the tea sandwiches, the macaroons, and we provide like the sugar, the honey, the cream, and we just let you sit back 3 to 4 hours and enjoy your tea time.
Now, a tea party is only as good as the company you're with. Lucky for me, I brought my good friend Trista Castillo to my tea party today. Now, step number 1, secure the best hat that matches your outfit. Step number 2, pick out some fancy fine china.
That's really pretty. My 2 little teas.
And step number 3, simply enjoy.
Okay,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Paula's Tea House and Deli was an experience like no other, and if you're ready for the classiest lunch ever or for a tea party of your own, Paula's is open from 11 to 6 Monday through Friday and 11 to 4 on Saturdays. All in all, it was another great day of finding unique places in the RGV with some great company and some really great food. Cheers! You can't forget to bring your manners to the table, and joining us to show us cake eating etiquette is Dr. Barbara Hinojosa with the Leadership Empowerment Group. Dr. Hinojosa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so we got our cake here. We've cut it up into a little piece here. Now, what is our first step?
So actually our first step, if you were sitting down, you're gonna take your napkin, you're gonna open up your napkin and place it in your lap with the top part folded down. So just kind of like this, hard to see as we're standing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna
But you would, if you were sitting, put it in your lap. Because we're standing, it's okay to keep it right here next to our plate.
Okay.
So that we can use it, right?
Okay.
Forks are always on the left of our plates. And with dessert, it's so fun with cake because it all depends on what kind of cake it is as to what utensil we use.
What?
Yes.
I did not know that.
So if you have a cake with ice cream or pudding or some kind of consistency like that, you would actually use a spoon, not a fork. But because today we have white birthday cake, we're gonna use a fork. And so one thing to keep in mind is when we're using a fork for cake, we actually don't use the tines. We don't stab the cake. We don't.
Okay.
We use the side of the fork and cut the piece off and then pick it up with the tines of the fork.
So then we can poke it.
Yes, then you can poke it. Not stab it, but poke it.
Okay.
Now, if you had a cake that had berries or some sort of fruit, then obviously you would scoop the cake, but then stab the berries or fork, just not so hard, just very gracefully and tenderly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so
who
that's
knew?
actually something that I would have never thought about. Okay, so you're telling me like no digging your hands in there,
No
trying out
digging
the...
your hands. Actually, I will say, if there is a cake that is kind of the consistency of bread,
Okay.
then it is proper to take little pieces by your hand, little pieces of cake or bread, and put it in your mouth. But that is a cake we don't usually have that often, but it is possible to do that. This is the more common cake for us, and so we would use a fork. Etiquette is really all about confidence, right? It's all about feeling like you know exactly what to do at the table, and rules are rules sometimes made to be broken. So it's okay when you're with your family, if you want to like get in there and eat with your hands, that's fine. But in other situations, it's nice to know what the rules are, which fork to use, how to eat. It just helps with your confidence. You're not so scary, you're not so reluctant to get started with the meal.
Once you're done, I know that there is a specific way to say, hey, I'm done with my plate. Is that right?
Yes, there is. So if you're done and you're finished eating, the tines of your fork go face down, and your fork goes right around 5 o'clock. So if you think about your plate as a clock, right around between 5 and 6 o'clock, that's where the fork goes. And very well trained wait staff at some of our really fine restaurants here in the Rio Grande Valley, they know that that's the sign that you're done, and they will come and collect your plate so that then you can enjoy the conversation with the people at the table.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Hinojosa, where can people go if they do want some etiquette training?
Oh, thank you so much. So Leadership Empowerment Group is our company, and we do offer leadership training and etiquette training. So you can always visit us at leadershipempowermentgroup.com. I also write a column in the Social Life magazine every single month all about etiquette. And every Tuesday we do publish like a Tuesday tip little video. So follow us on social media.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr.
Thank
Hinojosa.
you.
I learned
Thank you
so much.
Enjoy your cake.
Thank you. Here we go.
Cheers. Cheers.
She's a mom, a CEO, and she's the person behind Miami Fitwear. Raquel Ponce is providing confidence in women one activewear piece at a time, and she's this week's Empowering the RGV. Raquel, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
So talk to us about Miami Fitwear.
Well, there's a lot about Miami Fitwear. I started it in 2015 out of a suitcase. It was actually a hobby. I started in Miami, Florida. I got a bunch of leggings from different brands because I wanted to try different brands because I wanted to see like what people would gravitate to. At the time, there was nothing in my size. I've always struggled with my weight. I've been always overweight. So I wanted something that people could relate to and people of my size could wear, not just you had to be a certain size in order to wear a pair of leggings. So that was where the light bulb went off and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start buying different leggings, and I didn't know anything about leggings, nothing about textiles. That's when we moved from Miami to FAR, and we just decided, okay, we're gonna try this.
We asked our social media followers who they thought was empowering the RGV, and your name was across that list because of what you do and what you carry is very empowering to women.
Thank
How
you.
does that make you feel?
I mean, it's exciting, but I just live my life like as authentic and as real as I possibly can be.
Well, we definitely love you. So talk to us a little bit about some of the pieces that you brought today.
So I have my leggings, which come in extra, extra small all the way to 4X. I do different types of sports bras depending on different types of women and what they like, you know, different demographics. This is the first sports bra that I came out with. It's not very revealing, it's supportive, it covers, and I did that as a base. And then I went on to, you know, more strappy, a little bit more revealing. I do all types of different things. I also do a lot of custom work.
And I mentioned earlier, you're a mom, you're a CEO. How do you balance it all?
Well, first of all, it's very hard to balance, but I somehow balance it all. I delegate a lot, time management, boundaries, saying no a lot. I have to say no a lot. The priorities in my life are my family, that comes first, and after that, it's work.
If there's somebody watching right now that's starting up, you know, we have a lot of local small businesses that come on the show, they're starting up. What advice would you give them?
Is just to start, just to get started. It may be a hobby right now, but it can grow into something more if you are consistent, you're disciplined, you're passionate about what you do, and most of all, you don't give up. Because it's it's a roller coaster. You have your good, you have your ups, and you have your downs. And when you're down, you have to rely on yourself to keep pushing and being your own cheerleader, because no one else is going to do it except you.
Raquel, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for empowering the RGV.
Thank you for having me.
This place is providing healthy, delicious options for the community. Channel 5 morning anchor Trey Serna joins us to tell us all about them on this week's Made in the 956 Extra when Take 5 returns. Hey guys, you know what time it is. It's time for our Made in the 956 Extra with Trey Serna. So Trey, what do you have for us this week?
So Carla, you know we have a lot of good food in the Valley, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, and eating healthy, we know, can always be tough, but these two guys decided to help Valley residents keep their diets in check and lead a healthier lifestyle. So Renato is one of the owners of Fit Grill in McAllen. The concept is simple. Healthy meals ready to go. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinners, and really good desserts. And best of all, they don't taste like diet food. So Renato tells me it's all about portion control. And you can even eat there too. They make everything from prepackaged meals to hot food that you can order directly from their kitchen, like pizza. Now, I haven't tried their pizza, but it's definitely next on my list.
So, you know what, Trey? We actually did a segment with them earlier this year, and I can tell you right now, the food is amazing. And those two guys are just the sweetest ever. So I'm so glad that they're getting that community support.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
Did you try the donuts?
Okay, there's the Simpsons donut.
Yes.
That's the first one I tried. And they also have a tres leches. They have my mouth's watering thinking about it. They have so much. It doesn't taste like diet food. It really doesn't.
No, and it's so good. And you know what? In our segment, I had said, what would happen if someone ate these meals for maybe like 100 days and really gave themselves a chance? What would happen?
It's a good way to get your diet in control.
Yeah, no, they answered that question right away. He's like, here's some pictures. Like,
oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah, people before and after.
Yeah.
Like, it works.
It's a whole new lifestyle, and it tastes delicious.
It tastes so good. So Trey, where can people go to for more information?
Yeah, so obviously I recommend obviously stopping by their store. They're located at 2900 Buddy Owens Boulevard, and you can also go to their website, fitgrill.fit, and of course, they're on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Trey.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, look at our guest this week. Need I say more? He is so cute. His name is Rodrigo, and he is 1 month old. You can find him for adoption at the RGV Humane Society at their Harlingen location. He is so calm, and of course he is so adorable. He's looking for his new home to give him so much love, and he, along with so many other animals at the RGV Humane Society, need your help. They are always looking for blankets, wet food, dry food, anything you can do to help them. Make sure that you call that number on your screen to get even more information on how you can help Rodrigo or any of the animals that they have available. For Pet of the Week, I'm Millicent Olivares.
An event designated to educate the community on breast cancer, and the best part, it's all pink. All the details in just 2 minutes.
Following segment is supported by South Texas Health System.
South Texas Health Systems is proud to be pink this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They'll be hosting their annual Think Pink Parade Saturday, September 30th to kick off October the right way. And here to tell us all of the details is Marketing Director Tom Castañeda. Tom, can you believe it's October already?
I know, the year has just flown by.
You know, I really love the way that South Texas Health Systems really goes all out when it comes to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this year is no exception.
Exactly. Our Think Pink Parade, which we launched during the pandemic, is really an opportunity to rally together as a community to remember those lives lost to breast cancer, and also to really rally around those who are breast cancer warriors right now who are battling the disease. Breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women in their lifetime, and so we want to make sure that all women are aware about breast cancer and making sure that they are doing everything they can to detect breast cancer early when it's most treatable.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just so important to really empower women. You know, it's not so scary. Get that test and get that mammogram. And I know that you guys do, you know, so many special things during the month of October.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. So the parade itself is just really a great time to come together as a community. We have a parade. So you show up at 8 o'clock, you decorate your car, you deck it out in all the pink that you can. Basically, it's Barbie season again. And so you deck it out in pink. And then what we do is we circle around the parking lot of the hospital at 10 o'clock. We'll actually parade around twice around the parking lot. We make it fun. I mean, it's super exciting. You've been there to one of our first ones that we did.
That's right.
And it is so much fun. And we really have a lot of excitement around it. We have first responders who participate. So we have EMS providers. We have police departments that participate. We also have community. We invite the entire community to come out, and we give prizes to the top 3 winners in each category. And then we also have a community fair. So we have a lot of resources available, including our radiology department that is going to be talking about our discounted cash pricing for mammograms. Mammograms are still the most effective way to detect breast cancer early, in its earliest stages when it's most treatable. And so we do have some special pricing that we'll be talking about.
It sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. Now, what time do people need to get there?
So all you have to do is on September 30th, you stop by at 8 o'clock. You can start decorating your car around 8, depending on how much thought you're going to put into it and how much decoration that you're going to include. Between 8 and 10, we're also going to have that judging during that time. And then at 10 o'clock is when the parade starts, and our event will go from 10 to 12 o'clock.
Beautiful, Tom. And for more information, where can people go?
All you have to do is visit the South Texas Health System Facebook events page.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Tom.
Thank you, Carla, and I hope to see you there.
Absolutely.
In pink,
you know
of course.
Of course, no other color. Here's what's coming up next on Take 5. Live music and lots of great food for a great cause. We're telling you all about this fun event right after the break.
The following segment is supported by Ceci's Entertainment and Promotions.
Get ready for a day full of fun, food, and entertainment at the 2nd annual Keep San Juan Beautiful Cook-Off. And joining us now with all of the details is Ceci Salinas, Israel Garza, and Carlos Puente. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you so much.
So how excited are you guys for this year's event? I know it's the 2nd annual. Tell us how the first one went.
The first one went very successful, and although we only had maybe like 15 days to work with, it actually became very successful at the end. We got some groups, local groups, and nothing very fancy, but it was very successful and we had a lot of fun.
So this is a cook-off, so you got to tell us about the food and how it's going to work.
Well, we got different entries. It is sanctioned, so there is a payout. The food, of course, brisket, chicken, fajita, ribs, and then cook's choice. So it's very exciting to bring. We do have availability for the cooks. We still got numerous spots available. We got some spots for the vendors. The sooner they book it, the better it is for us, because sooner or later they're going to be all taken.
Absolutely. Now, just as important as the food is the entertainment, and I know that we're going to have some really cool people there this year, so you got to tell us who is coming, who can we expect to see there at the event?
So it's going to be a great lineup this year. The main attraction would be Grupo de Parranda. So they've got great music, Grupo Roble, and several others as well. And it's gonna be an amazing show.
It sounds like it's gonna be an amazing show.
Yes.
Now, also another reason why it's gonna be so amazing, it's the money is actually going towards something really important.
We're trying to do things that the citizens of San Juan need. So with that money, it goes back into the city. So whatever we get, the board doesn't stay with it. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're trying to give back to our community by either fixing a house, painting a house, cleaning up somebody's yard, or whatever it takes to give back to our community.
So if people want to be a part of the cook-off and for vendors, where can people go to for more information?
They can go to 107 East Hall Acres Road in San Juan, Texas, or they can call 956-223-2330 and ask for Angie or Lily.
And if people want to get tickets and just attend the event, where can they go to?
They can call 956-330-3061, and they will send you the link or give you information on how to get your reserved tables, seats, or just to get a general admission ticket. Or they can log on to eventbrite.com.
We're hoping for a beautiful day, and we don't care if it's hot, but it's going to turn out to be a real nice event.
Absolutely. It sounds like it's going to be a good time.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you guys all so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, guys, here's some more events happening across the RGV this weekend. The Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation and the City of Brownsville is hosting the largest in-person expo in South Texas Wednesday, September 27th at the Brownsville Event Center from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit Eventbrite for more information. And the 4th annual The Knot Wedding Expo is happening Sunday, October 1st at the Vendor Falls Event Center in San Juan. Admission is completely free. That's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for spending your Take 5 weekend with us. Join us next week as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month and highlight different restaurants. And if you'd like to rewatch any of our shows, make sure you check them out at the KRGV YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook at Take5.KRGV. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next Saturday at 10:30.